Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been quite a couple of weeks. That was a whole journey we went on with the Artemis 2 mission. And for some reason, it kind of caught me out of the blue. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, I knew this mission was coming. I knew the astronauts were going up. I had made several videos about our return to the moon and human beings going further into space than anyone has ever gone before. And yet, when this mission was suddenly upon us, it completely blew me away. It was like I didn't even know that this was going to happen. From the launch, to those first interviews, to seeing Rise floating all over the place, to the space toilet, Carol Crater, that moment, all the way up into the return. It was all truly epic. I feel like that's a word that maybe gets overused, but I feel like in this context, it was epic. But it does beg the question, what now? What is next for the Artemis program? I feel like NASA just had their Iron Man moment, and now they possibly might have a franchise on their hands. So what are we going to do with it? So for today's video, let's look into that question. Let's catch up with the Artemis 2 crew and find out what the future holds for the Artemis program. So as we all got to watch together, Artemis 2 came home in what was described at the time as a flawless landing off the coast of San Diego on April 10th, 2026. Our four friends, Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen, seemed to be in great spirits on their return. And on Saturday, April 11th, 2026, they did this return press conference that was just, I'm running out of words here, guys. It was human in the best possible sense. When the astronauts first got on stage, Reed Wiseman started off the press conference with this ultra-human moment that I identified with strongly.
So we wear these Active watches, and if you hit this button, the red light lights up, which tells you got a good battery. And I don't know why, but for the last 2 years when we wear these, hey Hopper, for the last 2 years when we wear these things, it just kind of brings us back into focus whenever we get a little distracted. So we did a lot of syncing when we were on this mission for no reason whatsoever. I have absolutely no idea what to say. This is 24 hours ago, the Earth was that big out the window and we were doing Mach 39, and here we are back at Ellington at home.
And then later he made this extraordinary point.
No one knows what the families went through, man. This was not easy. Being 200,000 plus miles away from home, like before you launch, it feels like it's the greatest dream on Earth. And when you're out there, you just want to get back to your families and your friends. It's a special thing to be a human, and it's a special thing to be on planet Earth. Thank you.
This crew is just determined to make me cry as many times as possible. I'm kidding. Mostly. Christina Cook later dropped this incredible gem.
So when we saw Tiny Earth, people asked our crew what impressions we had. And honestly, what struck me wasn't necessarily just Earth, it was all the blackness around it. Earth was just this lifeboat hanging undisturbingly in the universe.
And Jeremy Hansen ended it with this.
What you saw was a group of people who loved contributing, having meaningful contribution, and extracting joy out of that. And what we've been hearing is that was something special for you to witness. And the reason I had them form up here with me is because I would suggest to you that when you look up here, you're not looking at us. We are a mirror reflecting you. And if you like what you see, then just look a little deeper. This is you. Dude, come on.
NASA has not released any specific details on the health of the astronauts as of this recording, but they do appear to be doing very well. So what's next? Well, as originally scheduled, Artemis 3 was going to be the next mission and the one where we actually landed back on the moon. But in late February 2026, NASA Administrator Jarek Isaacman announced a big change to the Artemis architecture. Artemis 3 will now stay in Earth orbit, testing Orion's ability to dock with one or both of the program's crewed lunar landers, SpaceX's Starship and/or Blue Origin's Blue Moon. moon. Now, NASA wants to launch that mission, Artemis 3, in mid-2027. And if that goes well, Artemis 4 will be the one to put astronauts down on the surface near the moon's south pole. It will use Orion and one of the privately developed Human Landing System vehicles, or HLS, in late 2028. Which, if I've learned anything from doing this channel, years like 2027 and 2028 are on us in a blink. And the plan only gets more exciting from there. The crewed Artemis missions will keep coming, helping to establish a lunar base by 2032. Astronauts will live and work at this outpost for a long time after that, teaching NASA the skills and techniques it needs to make the next giant leap, Mars. You know, that squirrely little planet that we keep talking about going to. So that's the plan. And even with the moon landing being pushed back to Artemis 4, it is still not that far away. And NASA was already talking about Artemis 3 publicly while Artemis 2 was still happening. During an Artemis 2 press conference on April 7th, 2026, Jarek Isaacman revealed that agency officials had held their first senior level Artemis 3 design discussions that very day. Isaacman said, "There are a lot of things based on the information we have available today from feedback from our vendors that we know are achievable. And I think one of the questions probably will just be what the initial orbit will be for Artemis 3. Now, the options are low Earth orbit, or LEO, or high Earth orbit for this mission, which will be crewed. Isaacman said there's pros and cons for each of them. We're all going to be able to have some sense about which path we will likely go down based on launch cadence of our two HLS providers. And according to NASA Associate Administrator Amit Kshatriya, teams have already made significant progress on the Artemis 3 hardware. He said some pieces of that mission's SLS rocket are already at the launch site, the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, and others will ship out later this month. Kshatriya told reporters just before Artemis 2 returned, "So we're, yes, in earnest, proceeding as quickly as we can." He also added that we could expect to learn the identities of the Artemis 3 astronauts soon, adding, "I will not put units on that value, but soon." Such a NASA response. But let's be real, I mean, there are still some hurdles to overcome with the Artemis program. For example, both HLS landers are unproven, as they say. Blue Moon hasn't flown at all yet, and Starship has flown 11 suborbital test flights, but only the last 2 have been fully successful. But Starship still hasn't reached orbit, demonstrated off-Earth refueling, or even been outfitted with a life support system. And Orion needs a bit of tinkering too. Integrity's propulsion system sprang a helium leak during the Artemis 2 mission, and Integrity uses helium to push propellant from the tanks into the engines. Now, the observed leak rate was acceptable, but Amit Kshatriya said that NASA will probably have to do an extensive redesign of this valve system. And as we all know, Integrity's toilet did act up quite a bit during this mission, so there might have to be a redesign in there as well. And of course, as of this recording, we haven't seen what the heat shield looked like on Integrity, and I know it's probably just me, but I'm curious to see what that looks like too. But we all knew that issues were going to come up. I mean, Artemis has a really audacious goal. We are literally trying to build an outpost on another world. Like, wild stuff, guys. But Isaacman is very confident that NASA is up to the challenge, pointing to the success of Artemis 2 as evidence. After Artemis 2's splashdown, he said, "This is just the beginning. We are going to get back into doing this with frequency, sending missions to the moon until we land on it in 2028 and start building our base." So what do you guys think of the Artemis program as it stands now? Are we still riding the high of the Artemis 2 buzz? Or does it feel like, man, we have such a long ways to go? Both? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, that's it for now, and thank you once again for everyone who came out to my 2 lives. I cannot express to you guys how much fun I had doing those. It was a blast. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.
Your dedication, expertise, and passion made this mission possible. And to everyone watching, this is just the beginning. We are entering a new era of exploration, returning to the moon, building a sustained presence there, and preparing for missions to Mars. And we're glad you're on this journey with us.